We are back with another monthly wrap-up of some of the weird, bizarre, and even scary news to come out of Japan over the last month. So what happened over the last month or so? Let's take a look. Number 1. You may remember the story from a while back of a drunk karate expert who visited a haunted house in Toei Kyoto Studio Park. He kicked an employee dressed as a ghost in the haunted house attraction in the face and broke his jaw, after which he had to pay 10 million yen in damages. But after that, the man decided to sue the theme park's managing company too, claiming that they were also liable for what he did. According to the man, there was no barrier between guests and employees. Guests were not adequately warned that the attraction would be filled with actual people posing as ghosts, and perhaps most amusingly, he also claimed the park hadn't trained their staff well enough to avoid getting kicked in the face, and they shouldn't have let him in the first place, because he was drunk. Right. In any case, this case has been ongoing for quite some time, with the man appealing each time his case gets thrown out. Well, last month the Osaka High Court made its final ruling and, once again, sided with the theme park, and not the man who kicked an employee in the face so hard it broke his jaw. Surprising. They ruled that it's a given that employees will be portraying ghosts in a haunted house attraction and trying to scare guests. And unlike movies, there's no reason for them to fight back because they're not actually attacking people, and thus they shouldn't be attacked in return. Somehow, logic wins. Number 2. In some interesting news this month, it was revealed that the giant dragon statue adorning Kinryu Ramen in Dotonbori, a sight you've no doubt seen numerous times, has to be, well, cut down to size, according to the Osaka High Court. The dragon in and of itself isn't a problem, nor was it ruled that the entire thing has to come down. If you're familiar with the Dotonbori area, then you'll no doubt know that it's full of giant flashy statues like this, that decorate and promote the various shops and establishments there. But this one has a small problem. Its tail. It was ruled that the little portion of tail that sticks out must be cut down, because it actually crosses over into the next lot. And several years ago, the company that owns that lot asked them to get rid of it, which they refused to do. And so, Kinryu Ramen has decided to no longer fight the requests to cut off the tail and will do so they can get back to making great ramen again. But they do lament its loss. Rest in peace, Dragon Tail. You will be missed. Number 3. A tweet went viral this month when an idol from the group, Idol, that's 4 I's and 3 L's, shared an image of a Null mask that she was playing around with in some photo editing software. I'm so good at editing that the Null mask turned into a Minato girl. She seems to have put her own face on the mask with, well, interesting results. If you're wondering what a Minato girl is, it's a term that generally refers to young women who hang out in Minato Ward, one of the more expensive areas of Tokyo, and, well, try to hook up with rich men. They tend to also dress in expensive clothes and look dolled up while out and about in one of Tokyo's richest areas. It's certainly a terrifying Photoshop, one way or the other. Well done. Number 4. In slightly more morbid news, if you've ever wanted to be buried after death in style and have your corpse be treated like a king, or at the very least an ancient lord, well, one startup company in Tokyo has you covered. The Zenpo Koenfun Corporation, which is a term for those keyhole-shaped tombs from Japanese history, is now offering to do the same for modern people looking to be buried in something historical and prestigious. Prices and such for these modern Kohun tombs have yet to be revealed, but the company has stated they will be affordable. Probably cheaper than trying to buy an actual house to live in these days, huh? Number 5. We've spoken about Komeda coffee in our news videos before, and you may remember them for their coffee-scented incense that you can light up for your coffee-loving ancestors. But they're mostly known for being a cafe with great food that comes in, well, quite large portions. This month, a tweet about one of their products went viral for being the scariest thing on their menu. And what's so scary about it? The scariest item on the menu at Komeda Coffee isn't the pork cutlet sandwich, which we all know is huge, said the tweet, but the size of these things they put out that we don't really remember. These things being some juice in rather interesting jars. From the pictures, it's hard to tell how big they might be, but as it turns out, yeah, they're decently big, coming in at around 20 centimeters in height. Seems many people underestimated how big the jars were. But if you're interested in owning one for yourself, you can even buy them on Amazon right now. Perfect for summer. Number 6. This next piece of news was so interesting that I actually came across it in English first. You may likely have already seen it as well, but at the end of July, an idol from the group Katakoto Bank shared images of her birthday celebrations where she was alone with a man. Not just any man, but her boyfriend. If you have even the vaguest knowledge of idol culture, then you'd know that having a boyfriend is a big no-no, and she was forced to issue an apology for it. But that wasn't all. As punishment for the sin of having a boyfriend while being an idol, she now has to post a goodnight photo of herself, alone, of course, each night for the next year. She's also going to keep distance from her boyfriend, whatever that's supposed to mean. I mean, at least she wasn't fired or made to shave her head, but still. As someone who has been in and around the idol industry for nearly 2 decades now, this sort of thing never fails to make me sad. Number 7. Somehow we're heading back to Komeda Coffee again this month, but this time for a different story entirely. A TikTok video went viral this month after a man shared his terrifying and cursed story. I treated a cute girl at Komeda a cream soda blue Hawaii, but the staff came back to me with an apologetic look and said that she didn't want it as they brought my breakfast set. I can't come back here anymore. The comments, of course, were full of amusement and trying to cheer the man up. But it's probably not that unexpected that someone would refuse a massive cream soda served in a boot so early in the morning from a stranger in a coffee shop. It seems the man in question has summoned up the courage to keep returning to the store, but whether the woman has returned or not remains unknown. Number 8. Although it's still mostly summer in the Northern Hemisphere, autumn is the time for moon viewing in Japan, and it's soon coming up. To celebrate, Pizza Hut has announced 2 moon viewing pizzas, one with chicken and mayonnaise, because of course, and one with bulgogi. Both pizzas also contain an egg, as egg yolk is often thought to resemble the full moon. But that's not all. Not only do you get some questionable topping on your pizza, but the box comes with sections you can push out, so you can cast shadow pictures on your wall with a light. This shadow picture allows you to see the Pizza Hut logo, of course, but also the rabbit on the moon. Fun! Number 9. It's probably safe to say that quite a lot of people, even in Japan, look at living in an expensive high-rise building as a sort of peak in life. It's something many dream about, and you often see it in dramas as well. The rich and famous living their best lives all the way up on the 40th floor. But a tweet went viral for talking about some of the interesting downsides to living in such a building. Interestingly, this tweet was posted by Hiroyuki. You might not recognize his name right away, but if you're on my channel, you no doubt know what he's famous for. Yes, Hiroyuki is the man who created NeChannel back in the day. At any rate, he mentioned some of the small things that you might not think about when living in such a large, expensive building. Like how it can take 30 minutes to go to the convenience store, because you need to wait for the elevator to come all the way up, go all the way down, and do that all over again when you return, etc. It seems to be promoting his new book on how to live without worrying. And not gonna lie, I could no doubt use some of that. I don't think I'll ever have to worry about long elevator waits though. Imagine having money. Number 10. Finally this month, are you university age or older and have a deep, abiding love for hide and seek? Do you want to explore some of Japan's hidden, untouched regions? Well, Japan has just the event for you. On November 3rd and 4th, the Japan Hide and Seek Association, which is a real thing, will be holding an event on Tsumaga Island, a small uninhabited island off the coast of Nagasaki. For 2 hours, 100 participants will play an island-wide game of hide and seek. 90 will hide, 10 will seek. The game will work on a points system depending on whether you find people or get found yourself, and it will only cost you a cool 24,800 yen to participate. Applications are open now. And that's just some of the weird, bizarre, terrifying, and also kind of funny news that came out of Japan last month. But what about you guys? Hear of anything odd or terrifying? Weird or funny? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you again next time.